Good morning, YouTube! Welcome back to the channel. I'm Z James. This is C32 Workshop. And this here, as you all should know by now, is my 1993 Nissan 300ZX convertible parts car. It's just me and the crickets this morning. Can't hear them. I can. They're really annoying. I guarantee the mic's picking them up. This episode, we are actually going to do the, well, hopefully start. I doubt we'll finish. I only have about 45 minutes to an hour in the morning. We're going to work on the passenger side suspension, rear suspension, mind you. And I'm going to take the lessons I learned from the previous episodes of working on that one to see if I can tear it apart faster in a different order. Specifically, I am going to take the braking mechanism. Brake's already off, but now I need to take the handbrake, the e-brake, emergency brake, a parking brake, out so I can get the cable released. When I do that, I'm also going to see if I can try to get rid of the hub, the wheel hub there. See if I can unbolt it from the car since it's there. We'll give that a try. We'll see. So it's a different, slightly different order of what we're going to be doing things in. And then, so it's pretty much the same process as before, but I'm going to try, now that I know what I need to do, or how it might come apart, work a little bit better. I know I'm talking around in circles, but I'm hoping you guys have watched the previous episodes to know what I'm speaking about now, so I'm not speaking in tongues or incoherently. But that's how it's going to be. So this morning we're going to work on it. We're going to get that started. Most likely I'll spend the rest of the time breaking all the nuts loose to get it going. Like I said, I'm going to get the parking brake out. Then let's see if I can get the wheel hub off while it's on the car. Because that is the wheel bearing assembly. Because that is nice. It's a nice assembly unit. The axle goes through. We'll see. I get a feeling there might be too much stuff in the way. I don't know. I'll have to give it a try. It's the only way I can do it. So, all right, let's go take a look at it before I put you guys all in hyperlapse. So let's go look at it one more time, so you guys are all aware of what we're looking at here. Here we go. So what I'm going to try doing this around is getting rid of these pads first, so I can get this cable off, so I can get it so it's not hanging in the car. And then after that, there are, I believe, 4 or 5 bolts holding this on. Well, you can hear that. Oh, that's the whole car shaking. So, but yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can get that out of the way. I don't know if I can get this shield off though. I looked at that in the other one when I pulled off, not seeing it. And then it's just breaking everything else loose with a breaker bar, wrenches, just so I can start taking it off. Never pulling it all the way out, but just breaking them loose. Let's go over to this one real fast. As you can see, you have 4 bolts. I think this nuts is part of it. I'm not sure yet. I'm looking at it on the other side. And it would be right, where did you get? Right there, to be part of this. So I'm thinking yes, maybe no. We'll have to find out. I'll take a look. I want to see if I can pull it off just because it's a wheel bearing, give it a try. So, all right. So 3, 2, 1, time. I wanted to take you off time warp there. Got the brake pads off for the e-brake, getting the cable ready to go loose. But I wanted to let you guys hear something, get you a little closer. You hear that? That's first that was a car, but it's not. That there is a bad wheel bearing. Oh, you can feel it so bad. The bearings in there are not kosher. So I'm going to take this off nonetheless now for sure, because this is shot. And the next thing I want to show, just to let you guys know, there is, you see this right here? That's part of a stud that goes in the backside here for a nut. Hopefully you're seeing that. That way I can get this brake cable out of the way. Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to get a wrench in there, ain't I? Wrench time. So time warp again. And then yeah, time warp. So hi everybody, got you off time lapse again. As you can see, I got the wheel bearing out. See, this is a nice assembly. You know what would have been great? The fronts would have been like this instead of being a pressed in bearing. But I don't know if you can hear it. That bearing is not good. Ever so slightly, it would have eventually made noise. It was going to make noise for somebody. So it's junk. But for your own personal information, the bolts on the back are 19 millimeter, and the big nut, I use a 27 millimeter is what it is. But I got a deep hole I can use it on. All 5 of those in the back, breaker bar, about 2 foot long on top, breaker bar with a cheater pipe from the back side. Worked pretty well. Hopefully you guys can see that in the video. That should have been helpful for you guys. The rest of this video, I know it's very informative on this stuff, is going to be me breaking loose the rest of the suspension components here. Because I got time yet this morning and I will get myself set up. I won't remove anything yet this morning, but I'm going to set those up for tomorrow so I can get stuff broken loose again. But for those people that want to know, that's how one would replace or change your emergency e-brakes or your parking brake pads, get the cable out of the way. And then if you're doing a wheel hub, you know, your wheel bearing or a real bearing, that is also how you get that out of there. Like I said, the 4 bolts are pretty obvious. The big nut, it screams that it is. And let me show you that. That is an interesting little setup. It does come out. You have to, when it's on the upper side here, let me show this to you. It does slip in. It works. It does this. So you can get in, and then this notch holds it in there. So, and it just presses on. And in between sandwiched, in between all that, is the dust shield. Which means, considering how much torque those are on, I probably won't get the driver's side off because it's just too much torque. I won't be able to put it on my bench. My vise isn't really bolted down as much as I'd like it to be. It's bolted down, but not super bolted down. So if I try to torque it on stuff, it won't hold. And I don't have a big vise. I just have a little vise. So that's it for right now. I'm gonna flip you around back to hyperlapse. So you go do that. Once again, I hope you guys are finding this stuff informative and useful on your endeavors and your projects, working with a Z32 or heck, any car. And realistically, just take your time, look at, study it, take it apart. So let's get you turned back on. So 3, 2, 1. Woo! gonna do it for today's episode, folks. Once again, I'm Z James. This is the 032 Workshop. I know I've already said that before. The last hyperlapse you saw was me just breaking stuff loose with a better angle shot, I hope, than last time. It's gonna be a lot of edits to get that spliced together, to come together like that. Basically, yeah, I was just breaking stuff loose so I can get the stuff off. Honestly, things are going smoother since I know how to pry, where to pry at, and since I pulled the wheel hub off, along with that dust shield, makes access easier. Little note for yourself if you're doing this. Makes, like I said, these little things help out, getting rid of the e-brake cable, which I should have did the first time, but it's my bad. The hub, you don't need to, but the thing is, if you don't leave it in the car to take it off, I don't know how you're gonna get the torque to get the bolts to break loose. The 4 aren't too bad, the nut was on there. That 27mm nut was on there pretty darn tight. So yeah, so hopefully you guys are finding this useful, informative, educational for yourselves. Like I said, everything I'm doing you can apply to any car, but the stuff I'm working on for Z32, I'm hoping other people will see it and be like, hey, that's how you change a wheel bearing. I mean, it's not super difficult, but it kind of is, if that makes any type of sense. Because realistically, to change a wheel bearing, you'll have to drop the axle, and maybe you'll find a better way getting the axle out than I did, because I just pulled the diff. Just because, well, it's coming out anyway, might as well get rid of it. But, to change a rear bearing is, easy yet difficult, because bearing is nice assembly housing. Unlike the fronts, which are pressed into the knuckle, that's easy. But with the axle coming through there, you're going to have to pull the axle out to get access, remove all that other stuff. It's doable. I mean, it's all doable. It's just, just like anything on a Z32 or 300ZX, difficult is the word I would say, or challenging. Over-engineered, but challenging. It's, how to get there. There's just other processes you have to get through. It's not, hey, I just need to change these 4 bolts. Like, yeah, but to get access to those 4 bolts, you got to take out 20 other bolts and get them out in order. You know what I mean? Because realistically, if you wanted to change a wheel bearing, let's just game this out. You got to jack the car up, take the wheel off. You got to take the caliper off, get the rotor off, right? So get the disc out, got to get you access. Then from there, hey, you got to get the nut loose off the axle, get it up. No way, no how. So you're going to have to wedge something in with the transmission, you got to pull that nut off. There's 1 nut plus lug nuts. Then you got to take the axle out of the way. There's 6 more of those. So you're up to, let's see, there's 5 plus the 1 nut, so that's 6 things, so that's 12, got to pull off. That's to get that out of the way. Once you get that, you need to get all the stuff for the parking assembly up out of the way. Can't really count nuts there, a lot of springs, a lot of little widget things you gotta get out of the way. 1 more nut out of the way before you get the cable out of the way. Once you do that, you should have access. So, I mean, you got, 15 things to get out of the way before you can get to the 5 things you really need to get out of the way. I mean, it's just how, automotive stuff goes for the most part. So, like I said, hopefully you guys are this stuff informative and useful. So, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps grow this channel. I just started this stuff a couple months ago. So, and I shoot daily. Like I said, hopefully you guys are as well. Working on your projects to get stuff forward. Like I said, making these things daily uploads for me makes it so this project doesn't just sit like it had for almost 3 years before I started doing this. So this is the motivation for me to do that. So yeah, hopefully I see you guys tomorrow, or in the comments. Once again, I'm Z James, the Z32 Workshop. I'll see you tomorrow, or the comments. Like I just said, kind of weird, right?